Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, as you can see, I am not in the war wagon. I am in Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm going to the USCCA event. If you are there this weekend, please stop by and say hi. I'd love to speak with you. I'd love to get you on the channel because I'm doing live interviews. But for the content for today, I'm going to walk you through two of the rising Democrat gun control stars, which we probably will never hear of again. Oh, so sad. Some interesting races that were dominating for the gun rights candidates, but also a rising star on the Republican side who's kind of waffling in the results. This is really interesting, and it all culminates in, again, the same person that we're going to hear about a lot more for the next 2 years, only there's something dramatically different. I cannot wait to walk you through this. Everything that we have is linked in the description box below. I'm going to say a quick word from our sponsor, Established Titles, and then we're going to dive in, and I know that you guys are going to love this. The Established Title Packs give you 1 square foot of dedicated land in an estate in Edelston, Scotland, along with a certified crest like you see right here. This is based on a historic Scottish custom which will allow landowners to become lords or ladies, and if you act now, you can be in the LOA little plot so we can have our own little fiefdom. This is a fun and novel way to preserve the woodlands of Scotland. They work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for Our Future, to support global reforestation efforts. You could officially change your name to Lord or Lady and get it on your plane tickets and also on your credit cards. This makes a great last minute gift, and they have couple packs which you can get adjoining plots of land together. In order to give the ultimate conversation piece for that special someone, Established Titles is running a massive sale right now. Plus, if you use the code Langley, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/Langley to support the channel now. All right, my brothers and sisters, as I mentioned in the introduction, we have got to walk through a bunch of the things that we're finding out from the midterm elections, because a lot of it is really good. A lot of it is like, what just happened? And some of it's like, not again. Everything is linked, as I mentioned, but I'm going to start off with the Sour Patch part for the Democrat gun controllers, because we have two individuals whom I hope we never hear from again, and probably won't. Let's get going without much further ado. Let's start off with my own personal favorite, never gonna see you again, Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams lost. She is a gun control candidate. She lost the governorship for Georgia, my home state. And she didn't just lose it a little bit, she lost it a lot of it. In fact, if I show you the actual way the breakdown came down, this is indicative of the gun control policies. The woke policies of Stacey Abrams fell completely flat. Listen to this excerpt from CNN themselves, and then I'll show you the actual percentages. Stacey Abrams, again, this is linked. Speaking of stars who have faded, the Georgia Democrat lost the governor's race in a convincing fashion, as she was unable to replicate the coalition that got her close to victory 4 years ago. Abrams, who emerged from the first race as all the rage among Democrats nationally, looks far less impressive this time around. And with 2 losses in her most recent races, it's hard to see where a political comeback starts for her. You can't do a comeback if you never were here. That's the important part. Stacey Abrams is indicative of everything on the woke side of the Democratic Party. She was for gun control, she was for a lot of other things, but most importantly, she was against the establishment that is gun rights. She was against the establishment that is constitutional rights, and she got stuffed. Look at the actual percentages here. Brian Kemp beat her 53.4 to 45.8. This wasn't even close and was called pretty early. So, hopefully, and with any luck, we won't be hearing anything from Stacey Abrams again, even though 2 years ago, she was on the short list for VP. I know. Let's keep going, though, because this is one of my favorites, and I know you guys are going to love this in the comments. Beto O'Rourke. That's 3 strikes, you're out, Beto. You've now lost on president, you've lost for Senate, and now you lost for governor. I don't know what you're going to run for next, but you're probably not going to win that either. Beto O'Rourke now has 3 losses back to back to back under his belt, and hopefully, being the gun controller and king that he is, we'll never hear from him again. Check this out, because we were told that Texas was going blue, 100%. Beto O'Rourke could do the whole thing. Here's the state. That's pretty red. And in a midterm election that kind of fell flat and was like a red trickle, look at what happened with him in his percentages. Greg Abbott beat him 54.8 to 43.8. This was a trouncing and was called extremely early if you were on the live stream with us while we were watching these results come in. In fact, listen to what CNN said about their star Beto. Beto O'Rourke. O'Rourke came up short in his challenge to Texas Governor Greg Abbott on Tuesday night, meaning that he now has 3 straight lost elections. 1, 2018 Senate race to Ted Cruz. 2, the 2020 Democratic presidential primary. And 3, the 2022 governor's race. In politics, like baseball, it's usually 3 strikes and you're out. It's hard to see O'Rourke credibly running for another office anytime soon, a remarkable downturn for someone who was regarded as a rising Democratic star just a few years ago. And that speaks to the whole point here. 2 of the rising stars, their bench is dissipating and it's winnowing down very tightly. This is important because as you look at the bench for the Democrats and the gun controllers, it doesn't look good in the future because they have no one on that bench. But now let's go to someone who is a ardent gun rights supporter who is actually barely winning. Lauren Boebert, she just now took the race in her House district. This is important, not took the race, took the lead rather. Look what she's doing as of today. She is winning by around 1,100 votes. That's not a lot of votes. She's at 162,000. Her opponent is almost at 161,000. She's at 50.2. He's at 49.8. This is a big one. If Lauren Boebert pulls this out, which it looks like she is because 99% is reporting, she's going to maintain the Second Amendment caucus. She's going to maintain the Freedom Caucus. She's going to maintain a rising star in the party. Now, whether she goes further or not, that remains to be seen. But that one was extremely close. Now let's look at another gun rights advocate who won handily, Marjorie Taylor Greene, or MTG. Notice how I'm going down the 2 that the Democrats despise the most, mostly because of the gun rights stances and some other things. But Marjorie Taylor Greene came through and dominated in her race. Check out these ratios. Marjorie Taylor Greene, which was called extremely early, won 65.9% to 34.1%. She's not going anywhere. She's been reelected now. They tried their best to destroy her going into the campaigns, but that's another gun rights activist who is now more established into the Republican Party, into the gun rights side. And this last one, this is the cherry on top because you guys might have some deja vu. We've got the one guy in Washington who's going to determine all the bills going forward again, and it is Joe Manchin. As we wait for more Senate races to come down, as we wait for more results, you're still going to be in the result of Joe Manchin deciding is yay or nay Democrat policies around gun control, things that go forward of that nature. Now, there's some caveats here, and this is where it gets really interesting. Prior, he would not really budge on gun control. He did change his stances at the end towards AR, raising the age limits on ARs, but he's up for re-election in 2024, and that puts a little bit of a wrinkle, and he's already starting to kind of merge back towards the center because he knows he's going to get smoked if he continues. That's what I've got for you guys so far. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you at USCCA and on the video tonight. I'm out.